You're probably paying a tax right now that isn't on your W-2, doesn't show up on your tax return, and Congress didn't vote on it. It's invisible, it's growing, and it's hitting the middle class harder than almost anything else. This isn't about income tax or property tax or even sales tax. It's what economists call the inflation tax, and it works differently than you think. See, when prices go up, you're not just paying more for the same stuff. You're actually losing purchasing power. Your paycheck stays the same, but it buys less. That gap? That's the tax. And here's why this matters right now. Over the last few years, inflation hit levels we haven't seen in decades. Groceries, rent, gas, insurance, everything jumped. Wages went up a little, sure, but not nearly enough to keep up. So if you've been feeling broke, even though your salary didn't change, you're not imagining it. You're experiencing a tax that doesn't get debated in Congress, doesn't need your approval, and quietly drains your wallet every single month. By the end of this, you'll understand how this tax actually works, who benefits from it, and what you can realistically do to protect yourself. Let's say you made $50,000 last year, and you make $50,000 this year. Same number. But if inflation runs at 5%, everything you buy costs 5% more. Your rent, your groceries, your car insurance, all of it. That means your $50,000 now buys what $47,500 used to buy. You didn't get a pay cut on paper, but in reality, you lost $2,500 in purchasing power. That $2,500, that's the inflation tax. And the worst part is this. Unlike income tax, where higher earners pay a bigger percentage, the inflation tax hits everyone the same. A gallon of milk costs the same whether you make $30,000 or $300,000. But for someone making $30,000, that price increase takes up a way bigger chunk of their income. So the people who can least afford it get hit the hardest. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Inflation isn't just bad for everyone. Some people and some institutions actually benefit. If you owe money, inflation helps you because you're paying back debt with dollars that are worth less than when you borrowed them. Let's say you took out a $200,000 mortgage at 3% interest. If inflation runs at 5%, the real value of what you owe is shrinking. You're paying back the bank with cheaper dollars. Same thing happens with the government. The U.S. has trillions of dollars in debt. When inflation rises, that debt becomes easier to pay off in real terms. So while you're struggling to afford groceries, the federal government is quietly benefiting from the same inflation that's squeezing you. And big corporations? Many of them raised prices way more than their costs went up. They blamed inflation, sure, but a lot of companies posted record profits during this period. So the inflation tax doesn't just hurt you, it also quietly transfers wealth from regular people to debtors, governments, and corporations with pricing power. You might be thinking, okay, but didn't wages go up too? Yeah, they did. A little. But here's the problem. Wages almost never keep up with inflation in real time. There's always a lag. Prices jump fast, wages adjust slow. And even when wages do go up, they're usually based on last year's inflation, not this year's. So you're always playing catch-up. Plus, wage growth isn't evenly distributed. If you're in tech or finance, maybe you got a solid raise. But if you're in retail, education, healthcare, hospitality, a lot of middle-class jobs, your wage growth was probably way smaller than inflation. So on paper, the economy looks okay. Wages are rising. But for most people, it doesn't feel that way because the inflation tax ate the raise before it even hit your account. This sounds smart, but it's actually wrong. You can't opt out of inflation. You can't avoid it completely, but you can reduce how much it hurts you. Here's what actually helps. First, if you have cash just sitting in a regular checking or savings account earning 0.01% interest, you're getting destroyed by inflation. That money is losing value every single month. Move it into a high-yield savings account or a money market fund. Right now, some of those are paying 4 or 5%. That won't beat inflation entirely, but it'll cut your losses. Second, if you've got debt, especially high-interest debt like credit cards, inflation actually works in your favor, but only if you're paying it down aggressively. Don't just make minimum payments. Attack the balance while your dollars are still worth something. Third, invest in assets that historically keep up with or beat inflation. Stocks, real estate, even I-bonds if you're being conservative. These aren't guarantees, but they're better than cash sitting still. And here's the mindset shift. Stop thinking your salary is your only income source. If inflation is eating 4% of your purchasing power every year, you need your money to grow by at least 4% just to stay even. That doesn't mean you have to become a day trader. It just means you have to think differently about where your money lives. The inflation tax is real. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not political spin. It's just math. And the hard truth is this: as long as inflation exists, this tax exists. You can't vote it away, you can't protest it, but you can understand it and adjust your financial strategy around it. You're not powerless here. You just need to stop pretending your paycheck alone is enough to keep up. If you've been feeling like you're working harder but falling behind, you're not failing. The system changed. Now you just have to change with it. That's it for today. If this helped you see money a little more clearly, I'd appreciate it if you hit subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps this content free. I'll see you in the next one.